What's going on, everybody? It's the holiday season and I love making sausage balls over the holidays. You guys have watched our channel, you know that I've got a few different variations of that here, but we're actually doing another one today. We're gonna go with a Cheddar Bay Jalapeno Popper Sausage Ball. Let's get started. Okay, friends, so when you're making sausage balls, any type of mixture of sausage balls, whether that Bisquick style, or today we're going to use that Cheddar Bay Biscuit style as well, you're really just mixing all of your ingredients together really well, so then you can form those balls really kind of small, like 1-inch size, because they will kind of grow as they cook in that oven or in that smoker for you at home as well. So let's start putting our ingredients together here, and then we'll get some gloves on, get our hands in there, get a little messy, and start to blend those ingredients. So we're going to start first with that block of cream cheese. I'm going to go with that 8-ounce block of that Philadelphia cream cheese to make a little. I've had it sitting out for a little bit, but it is kind of cold outside as well, so it hasn't done a great job of getting more down to that room temperature and soften as much as I like. So I'm going to slice it a little bit, so once I get it in, it'll be a little easier to mix together. We'll start with that in that bowl first. Next thing we're going to do is we'll go ahead and open up that sausage. We're just going to squeeze that in there. Now I'm using that Jimmy Dean hot sausage. I want a little bit more heat in this sausage ball, especially since I'm going with that jalapeno popper style. You don't have to go with that hot breakfast sausage, but you always want to use that breakfast sausage in that sausage ball. I just think it makes a good mix. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up that box of that Cheddar Bay mix. So this is that 11.36 ounce box in that single bag box here. I'm going to save that little packet as well, because that's going to go in there with this at the same time. Get that opened up. We'll go ahead and pour that in to our bowl. Put that in the trash. Go ahead and get that little packet of the good stuff here opened up. Sprinkle that in there for ourselves as well. This is going to be so good, so good. And wait till we get to the end of this episode and see how we top these off. It's going to be incredible. All right, let's get some more ingredients in there. Let's go with that next one. So I'm going to grab myself that can of Rotel. Get that can opener going here. What I want to do is open it up. I actually want to drain it out. I don't want those juices in there, just the tomatoes and those diced chilies. Good thing I got a little trash can off to the side here, a little trash bag in there. We'll go ahead and throw that in the mix as well. All right, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to throw in some jalapeno poppers, or jalapeno popper mix. So we need those jalapenos. You know what I mean, folks. So let's go ahead and open up one of those bigger jalapenos here. All right. Now with that Rotel, that's typically not something you would put in a jalapeno popper, but it's going to give it more heat, more texture as well. So we kind of blend in some worlds together here today. All right, try my best to core that out a little bit so we can basically dice this up really nice and small. Now you can go 1 large jalapeno, you can go 2 jalapenos, as much as you want in this one. And then we're going to get that in here. So we're ready to mix it as well. Ooh, yeah. All right. I may come back and put another one in there after we get that mix going. All right, so we got that going. And then we will add one more ingredient. We're going to get 8-ounce block here of sharp cheddar cheese. Kind of because of all my time living back in Oregon. A little partial to the Tillamook cheese. That's what we're going to use here today. All right. And then all I'm looking to do is to grab my cheese grater and grate that cheese so I get about a cup's worth across the top. Now you could buy the pre-shredded stuff. I typically do not like to do that. That pre-shredded cheese has that kind of texture. It's almost like they put a coating on it so it stays fresh in that bag, but it's really not what you want. You want to shred it yourself. Put in a little work, friends. You'll thank yourself later. All right, so we got this mix going here. I'm gonna keep shredding this cheese, and then I'm gonna come back and blend together the sausage balls. Okay, almost all the ingredients are in our bowl here. We just add a little bit of gospel here from each church. You could use an all-purpose rub or even a spicier rub if you want to. That would give a little seasoning to that mix. All right, so what we're gonna do now, I got myself a little metal rack here that I'm gonna use when I put this in the smoker for ourselves. I'm actually set this rack in a bigger aluminum pan so it doesn't drip on some of the other items I got going in the Humphreys pint here today. So let's take a little bit of time here. Start to mix this all together, kind of folding it and mixing it together with our hands. It'll take a few minutes here. This is not going to be an easy process. Okay, after a little bit of work, everything is mixed together. So for this next part, you could continue to use your hands and just take those and form them into balls here, about 1 inch, maybe a little bit. It's never going to be an exact science. You could use yourself a tablespoon, kind of scoop it out, or like a melon scooper, something that way you know you're somewhat consistent every time through. But all you're going to kind of do is work through, grab yourself some of that mix, get it out of a tablespoon. I'm going to kind of roll it together here and start to place them on my rack just like you see there. Now once I get them on that rack and get this rack full, we're going to hit it with one more seasoning before we get it in the smoker. Let me finish making these sausage balls. Okay, so we filled that rack here. We got about 28 on the rack. I got a little bit of mixture left over, so when I make these, they usually yield about 36 to 40 sausage balls when you have about this much mixture. So I'm right on track for that. So I'll finish making up the rest of them, put them on a smaller rack so I can get them on the smoker as well. But since this rack is full, let's show you what we're gonna do before we throw them on the Humphreys pint behind us. So we'll hit them with one more little spice here. I'm gonna go with the hot honey hog, or honey hog hot, from Meat Church. Add a little bit of sweet and heat right on the top of those sausage balls. Now because you were going with more of a jalapeno popper style, you could also, if you have like a hot like ranch style seasoning, you could do that, especially if you like ranch dressing. Just give a little bit of flavor that way as well. That wouldn't be bad. We get a little bit of both. Let's get these on the smoker. It's probably, we're looking for that internal temp about 165 on these. So I've got a few other things on the smoker today. So I'm gonna guess these are gonna take me about an hour, so I can see that cheese start to bubbling through, they're fully cooked through, nice golden brown look. Let's get them on the smoker, okay? Okay, sausage balls here are ready to go, nice and plated. So because we got that jalapeno popper style going on, a little bit of heat still in the back, and I'll be honest, I taste tested that first one and I play these, I can still feel that heat on the back end. So it's definitely got some heat to it. You might want to warn your friends who don't like a lot of extra heat if you wanted to taste test these, or try them out at your party if we were going to serve these. So there are many different ways you could top these off. You could, because it's a jalapeno popper style, you could use like, or just drizzle some ranch dressing, maybe some blue cheese dressing, maybe some crumbled blue cheese. You cannot go wrong with any of those different ways. So I'm just going to use what I got right now in the house. I'm not going to go buy anything extra. So here's what we're going to do. I'm actually, because it was smoked style, I'm going to use a little barbecue sauce. So I'm simply going to top it off, drizzle some of my Blues Hog championship sauce right across the top. It's got that sweeter taste to it, which I really like. And then I'm going to take some crumbled bacon. So I pre-made a couple pieces of bacon over on the Blackstone and chopped it up. And when you have a jalapeno popper, typically we have it wrapped in bacon. Well, we didn't do that today. So we're going to take some crumbled bacon and just put it right across the top of that as well. I know, sausage, bacon, we're going fully breakfast theme here, right, friends? So put that on there for ourselves. And then I chopped up some fresh green onions. So we'll take some of those and just put them across the top. You could do the same with, maybe if you wanted more heat, some more jalapeno. I've seen where people take a jalapeno, they'll put in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes and just kind of like do this mincing process right across the top as well. You cannot go wrong. I'm telling you, there's many different ways you could try this. You can do what I've done right here and add some crumbled like blue cheese. But that, my friends, is the way we've topped it off today with those jalapeno popper style sausage balls. We hope you enjoy these. Please have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas to you guys out there who are our viewers. Hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate all of our viewers, those of you who share recipes. We've got lots of other recipes with sausage balls as well that you will love, especially like the pimento cheese one. So check it out. We'll see you guys again on Bones and Brews.